Hello and happy Wednesday. Yes, the week is flying by and I'm excited because I'm in a wedding this weekend. But enough about that. It's now time for your morning motivation with Coach Chris MG. That's me. And I want to ask you this. Have you ever suffered a setback? Has life ever not worked out as planned? Hi, Jacqueline. Have you ever failed, fallen down, been let down, been let go, or disheartened, or rejected? Yeah, I have. Me too. So, since we're among friends here and fellow humans, the next few days is going to be a series that I'm going to go over with you that's going to be very valuable for all of us. So, it is through struggle and obstacles that true achievers are born, or let's just say revealed, because life has a funny way of showing who's who and what's what, right? So the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it perfectly. He said, the ultimate measure of a man or woman is not where he or she stands in the moments of comfort and success and convenience, but it is more where he or she stands when they are challenged. So, see, it's not the success that defines us and define that arc, that high point in our lives. It is the adversities and our failures. It's like when you get knocked down, it's not that when you get knocked down, it's more or less the speed of how you get up and how you regain that what's the word? How you regain your umph and how you come back from a setback, So I want you to do this one thing when you have adversity in your life. Get a grip. Now, balance yourself by gaining perspective. All right? So if you ever feel down, think of the story I'm about to share with you. It's a story about a guy named Jimmy. And we all, hi Michelle, hi Angelina, we've all run into a Jimmy, like at the nail salon, like super happy, he's cleaning feet and nails, and always has a smile on his face. So one time he was asked the question, why are you always so happy? Because, it's not the most glamorous job that people may think of. And I know, it's just so much. And Jacqueline, were you directly impacted by the Vegas shootings? It's just so much craziness going on in the world. It's just have to continue to pray, continue to be the positive individuals we are, and just do the right things in our lives, and those things, everything else will fall into play. It's just a crazy time. I can't even explain what's going on. I can just, for me, put the positive energy and tips out there so that can percolate in the environment and be boomerang back. So, just think of this story. Jimmy was Vietnamese, and his father had been loyal to the American military during the Vietnam War. So he had to pay restitution. So what was supposed to be like 2 weeks turned into 3 years, more than 3 years, where he came back fragile, tired, and everything because he went to a labor camp. And Jimmy's dad had to take him and his 8 additional siblings out of Vietnam and escape. So the only time they can do this is during the monsoon season. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm gonna put them in my daily prayer, because this is just these situations that are happening, the Vegas shooting, the multiple hurricanes, just the daily shootings that are happening in the world. It's just, it hits home for a lot of people, and it just makes you wonder, like, what are people thinking in this world? So I'll definitely keep your friends and their friends who have been impacted in my prayers, because this is just, it's a lot to deal with and a lot to handle at the moment. So I'm hoping this story can help you and others regain faith, hope, and a positive feeling about life, because Jimmy and his family had to flee Vietnam during the monsoon time because that's the only time they wouldn't be captured. And it was a point during the monsoon time, the Coast Guard, the Federal Coast Guard, is not even in the water. So when it was time for them to leave, they met Jimmy's uncle and his family, who had 8 children, and then also Jimmy's family with his parents and his 8 other siblings. So that family had 9 kids. And they had 2 rickety boats, and each family went out in the water. So the wind began to rip, and the waves were rising, and the storm had become monstrous. And the 2 boats separated. So it's not, communication that could happen then. So after several days, Jimmy's family was beaten down and hungry and all of that. And just when they thought there was no hope, a Chinese fisherman found them. And then, just a little sidebar, the Chinese fisherman thought they may have been pirates, so they had to convince him that he wasn't and whatever. But the Chinese fisherman, he brought them on this boat and brought them to Hong Kong, and they were placed in a refugee camp. And it's not in a bad way. While they were there, they received a telegram from their uncle's boat saying that it was taken under a big wave, and that 4 of the children, remember they had 8, so that's half of their family, was taken in by a big wave and drowned. So on the flight over to America, where Jimmy and his family always wanted to go, they watched a movie that Jimmy saw, a movie that really stuck with him and he really loved. And it was It's a Wonderful World. And it was with Jimmy Stewart. And that's when he decided he was going to be Jimmy. And decades later, that's his name. But Jimmy had the mindset that how can he feel down when he was fortunate to survive? And all the stuff that his dad went through to give him the life that he needed and he wanted. Not needed and wanted. The life that he was fortunate to have. And he didn't have to go through the things that his dad had or his cousins who drowned. So now I want you to think about your circumstances. And very likely we have much more than what Jimmy had and currently has. So we should be thankful. And get a grip by gaining a positive perspective. And I know some people are like, be positive. It's kind of hard sometimes. But just think, we're alive, we're breathing, So that's the positive, and we're blessed to do that. So I want you to do 2 things. Be a good friend. And ask yourself, who do you know needs a little rebalancing or a reminder that life is beautiful? And whoever that friend is that comes to mind, forward this video to them. You can click the share button or tag them below. And then in the comments, I want you to tell us how you gain perspective when you get knocked down, because we all get knocked down in some shape, size, or form. I look forward to your thoughts and what you share in the conversation and dialogue we have. I know this is a little bit lengthier and a little bit deeper than some of, hi Sierra, this is a little bit deeper and a little bit lengthier than some of the prior morning motivations that I've shared with you in the past. But I told you it's going to be a 3-part series that I want you to tune in today, tomorrow, and the day after. And then after, if you can't find it on my page, it's going to be on my YouTube channel. You could just search for that by my name, Crystal Galladay. So I wish you all peace and blessings to you and yours. Make this a wonderful day, regardless what's going on in your life, because we all are blessed. Okay? Talk to you later, and I look forward to continuing our dialogue.